It's easy for me. They'll win the league, and anything short is a disappointment.
Hey guys, welcome back to Ballazo. Welcome back to another beautiful episode of Chelsea fans, basically the champions of Europe. So we all are, very very happy, and we're going to talk about what to expect from Chelsea this season, what has happened so far in the season, looking back at that Champions League final. So with that, said, we'll start our podcast. And today we are joined by two diehard Chelsea fans. One is Rahul Ganesh, who is joining us from Ghaziabad. Hi, Rahul. And
Hi,
another
Viraj.
is Pratip, who is joining from Calcutta. And I also am a Chelsea fan joining from Jaipur. So, guys, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the show. And so, without any further ado, let's head on and let's get straight into the topic. So, Rahul, I want to start with you. And how do first of all, I know it's like it still feels unreal that we've won the Champions League. We are the champions of Europe. We 10 long years, almost nine long years, we've waited for this Champions League, and it has come in when we are not expecting it. So how do you want to review our last season?
Uh, it's funny because if you have asked me the same question midway to January, it would have been a very different answer. Even though Frank Lampard, my personal favorite at Chelsea, was given the door when he wasn't performing at Chelsea, that was a very bad moment for me because I felt this was uh, like a Cinderella moment for me. My best player managing my best club, but uh, turns out when Tuchel came in, I was a little skeptical because as a Chelsea fan, Lampard going out, that was a tough situation. But how he managed that particular situation coming into the club, didn't even have a training session for the next match, and still went there and performed. And he picked up that situation, and then till the Champions League final, we knew till the final that we can bank on one thing, that is defense. Our defense was amazing till the end, and that's what gave us a chance against a team like Man City. And you told me about 10 long years. Yes, it was certainly 10 long years, but for other clubs who are yet, they are teams like Man City yet to win a Champions League. So that's I feel that it was a very heartening moment for me. I think that this was the year that was meant to be, because at the end of the day, I feel Tuchel has done an amazing job, and especially coming with the transfer this season, we have high hopes for this season. Let's just hope for the best.
Yeah. So I want to take this Tuchel discussion forward with Pratip. So Pratip, we've been recently seeing a lot of articles where Tuchel is anticipated to be the best manager at Chelsea ever, surpassing Jose Mourinho. So do you think with this quick achievement, he definitely is in the frame to overtake Mourinho at Chelsea?
Honestly, right now it is tough to say because it is only 1 year, right? So, and Mourinho has done it twice, but he haven't won any Champions League. But Tuchel won it in first year. But we have to see that how he performs in the next years, because first year new strategy, other team doesn't get it right. Next year it will be very tough. They will be ready for the strategy, all the strategies, or the win play or the want to play and build up from the back, everything, and the counter
Yes.
pressing, everything. So
But it's
let's. It is too
Yes,
early
carry
to
on.
say.
But I have a feeling, that I think he may equal Mourinho's record. What do you think about this, Rahul? I mean, what do you agree with Pradeep, or is it something else?
Personally, it's more an emotional point of view for me, because even if I'll take it at a point. Even if Tuchel surpasses in the championship, I don't think as a Chelsea fan I'll put him over the first Jose Mourinho side. That particular, it basically put us on map. That particular era put us on map, and I don't think so. Even if and I'll be happy if Tuchel surpasses him in championship and everything. But that particular moment, I don't think you can compare.
Yeah, I
That's
think
the
you're absolutely right. These are basically two different eras. Mourinho just
yeah,
brought the club into limelight, and he has laid the foundations. So I think this comparison is unfair, but media is all about this spicy
yeah,
stuff. They always
understand.
try to compare one thing with the another. So moving on with the discussion, I want to talk about this Liverpool versus Chelsea matchup before we talk further about the coming fixtures. That Reece James red card. Guys, I mean, it was not a red card. I just don't understand. People are saying that the rule book is written like that. That the ball touches the hand, it's a red card, and all that stuff. But what do you honestly feel about it? It was not intentional, was it?
Uh, exactly. I don't think it was intentional, and there are videos coming out, people saying that he pulled his right hand forward, but that's a natural thing. Anything, if, for example, if ball hit his thigh and then he hit it his right hand, and
Yes.
I vividly remember the FA Cup final. I just remember that when Leicester scored, it was the same situation, and when I think Tielemans scored against Chelsea in the final, if
Right.
I recall it correctly, and Leicester player had the same situation, came off his thigh and then hand, and it wasn't given. And let's put it that way: if this particular scene was in any part of other pitch, it wasn't even a foul, never mind a red card. So if the rule should apply equally everywhere, and if it's a red card inside a box, it's not and it's not a foul outside a box. That's not understandable. I understand the rule book says that it stopped it from going inside. I understand the penalty, but it's like a double whammy. You are giving a penalty and then giving a red card. You're killing the game. The game was
Yes.
so amazing till that moment. It just killed the game. But we can look at the brighter side. That particular moment made sure that Chelsea brought them together. And the second half, I enjoyed the second half. That showed me a spark that this team just maybe could be there at the end at the top. That's what we want as any champion, that is required, and they showed it on in a tough atmosphere there.
Exactly. Uh, Pratip, we've seen a dominating display at Anfield, which is not an easy venue to play against. With that performance, do you think that we are serious title contenders this time?
Yes, obviously, without any doubt. And to coming into the penalty incident, from the Chelsea fan point of view, I totally agree with him, Rahul. And but as a neutral, I can say it should have been a penalty. I can say because it is stopping the ball entering to the goal.
Yeah,
So it is a
I think
penalty.
the
And
controversial part is the red card.
yeah, exactly.
no, I think that
Penalty is
if
not disputed.
ball, whoever stops the ball to enter the goal, I think it should be given red card. Normally, it is the rule. So referee went with the proper rule. If it was not a red card, then there would be another controversy from Liverpool side.
Yeah, if I may interject, as in even if it's a red card, the referee, even he didn't take time at all. It saw a still image and straight away gave a red card.
Yeah.
And it's such a big decision in a big game. It could potentially decide a title. This is such a big match, and he could have taken a few moments to understand, because if he would have seen the entire scenario going on, how it went to his hand, he might have changed the
Yes.
decision. But that's the process itself. That's what I'm more concerned about. The decision might be right or wrong, it's okay, but the process, how he came into that decision, I feel could have been better.
Yes,
Absolutely.
but after the red card, the second half was very good from Chelsea fans' perspective because they were very well organized for the second half, and the counter attack. I think that Chelsea came more close to scoring a goal.
Yes.
So I think a huge boost up after the red card, and Tuchel had a part to play in the dressing room.
Yes, right. So now moving ahead with the discussion, let's talk about our transfer business. It's so funny, like it's like victory has 100 fathers. People are impressed with Chelsea's business. Has it been a flop season? They would have criticized, oh, you've spent 85 million on Havertz and all that shit. But now it's like, we are known as the, one of the most wisest investors in world football. So what do you think about this big transfers that have taken place, especially Romelu Lukaku and then Saul Niguez coming on loan. We really need a midfielder like Saul Niguez. So, what are your views on that?
As in, I feel
Rahul, go ahead.
Romelu, yeah. So Romelu Lukaku, I feel he's like one of our own. Coming back, he came in when he was a boy, and now he's a proven top striker in the world. And people still underestimate him. Like they don't put him in the level of Lewandowski. I really feel he's in on that level, and especially the physicality that he brings into the side that was missing. Werner had a problem converting, and
Yeah.
over and above that, the issue that he had is the physicality in the Premier League. Now, Lukaku can be a focal point for others to play around. So that's a big signing that I feel they missed on, and they missed him last year. If someone like that wasn't last year, we could have done even better. But I hope I don't have any issues that he came this year. This is a big transfer, but at the same time, there's a feeling that we lost on our some of our players. Like for example, Billy Gilmore went out on loan. I understand Saul Niguez is a better player, but if we had to had a midfielder, why put Billy Gilmore on loan? That's my personal understanding. That I would have felt good if academy graduate like Billy Gilmore would have been in the club and given a chance, because he gave us a spark last year. He showed us against Liverpool how he played. He has that in him that if given a chance, he will play well. But Saul, bringing in Saul Niguez, nobody will complain. He's such a proven player. He had a tough 2 years with Atletico, but he is such a good player that Atletico went on give 9-year deal with him, and that's unheard of in football right now. So he's such a good player, and even though Chelsea have purchased a lot of players, but if you even Chelsea are not of like 10 year 15 years back, where Roman put in money for every player in every particular transfer market. He's giving in 50 million, 100 million. Now if you for the last 2 3 years, what I have seen through is there big players are coming in, like Havertz came in, Werner came in, but at the same time he's making sure the books are also right, because this time even after buying Lukaku we are in positive. So I feel there is a plan wherein this is sustainable. I felt like those things weren't, but I feel this is sustainable, and that's a good transfer for us. That's what I sum it up by, because it's a very good transfer, especially in this particular pandemic year where nobody's able to buy a player and we are able to sell a lot of players on a good price.
Pratip, you want to add something to this?
As we saw last year, that a striker is much needed for us. So striker with 25 plus goals in a season is must for us in this year. We thought we would have a Haaland, right? But Lukaku is not bad. So Lukaku is the last jigsaw in the puzzle in the Chelsea lineup, because we needed a proper prolific goal scorer. And for him in the starting lineup, leading the line, Werner, Mount, Havertz, all will benefit. All will benefit, because Werner is a typical player, like not a typical number 9, but he is shadow striker, right? So he will have a new dynamic performance this year, because
and especially his pace is amazing.
Not be having a load of to score goals every time.
Well, absolutely, I agree with you there, Pratip. And also talking about Lukaku, I think there could not be a better start than his Arsenal game, his debut game. He scored a goal in that match. So and we need these finishers. But the problem with Werner was the finishing part. He was not good at it. But Lukaku is converting, and that's what.
He's not number 9. Werner would have been good at up below the striker, means shadow striker. His second striker is very good, because his run is very crucial it's a nightmare for defenders. And his run helped Chelsea to score a goal in the Champions League final. Nobody noticed that. And for the Saul part, it will give rest for our central midfielders, because they have a long season and the Euro again. So it will give some respite because we will have 60 plus games this season. so they need rest. And he is a versatile player, so we can use him in left wing back also if required. He can play in different roles. He can play in cam also. So good signing.
Right. So guys, one final question before we wrap up this podcast, and I want to know it from both of you, your individual stance on this. So, where do you think Chelsea will finish this season, and who do you think will be the, star player for Chelsea who's going to help Chelsea in crucial moments? I'm going to start with Rahul.
It's easy for me. They'll win the league, and anything short is a disappointment. Um, as a club where I want Chelsea to be, every season should be either it should be one where we go for the title, and I think we have a team where we can go where we can go and win. For me, Chelsea will win the title, and the most important player will be Romelu Lukaku, because he will score the goals which make the difference between winning and finishing fourth. Because we have a solid defense, and that's what it takes to win the title.
Yeah. So Pratip, your stance on this?
I will not name any single player because I think a couple of players are important for this season, like Lukaku, no doubt, and Kante, Edward Mendy, and the evolution of Christensen is very, very nice. From the Euro, I see him different Christensen. And basically, for the big matches, like the matches with the 1-0 scoreline, we need the defense and the goalkeeper understanding to be perfect, because one mistake we can lose a match, right? We need to score goal definitely, but we need to score only one goal, and if we defend well, we can win 1-0. And to win a title, the points are more important. So we should make sure that clean sheets are there every time, because clean sheets win you tournament. Not only scored goals will not win you tournament.
Right. Absolutely, I agree with you there. I mean, it will be a collective effort if we win the league title there. We need the team to function properly. We need a proper synchronization. That's what is needed. So thank you guys for joining in. It was a lovely podcast, and I hope that Chelsea can win the title. We'll join again in the next podcast. So for all the viewers watching out there, thank you for joining in, and make sure to like, subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for more football videos and other sports videos as well. Thank you.
Stay healthy, everyone.
Thanks, guys.